How much of an impact will 25,000 naira be to you? Or, I mean, how much of an impact would it have in your life? Let's also talk about the soft loans, the Iyaloja funds. There were reports sometime in the month of September that the government was finding it difficult to get back the loans that were given during the Anchor Borrowers Scheme. Some of the farmers have been unable to pay. Some, when interviewed by some newspapers, said, see, it's our money. They don't chop, make we chop. That's how some of them described it. Some of them, according to stories, used it for personal issues. I know someone in a couple of people, and we were discussing over a bottle of drink the other day, or was it a plate of food? And they said they received certain loans from the federal government, and they were not ready to pay back, or they may not pay back. And as a matter of fact, some of them have stopped using those bank accounts they used to collect those loans. These are the issues. So how can we then tackle poverty, or as today is tagged international? How then can we eradicate poverty? Is it via the welfare schemes? I'm asking you because it's easy for me to sit down here and say, oh no, don't give. But people out there, probably you out there, you know what you're going through, and maybe 25,000 naira will go a long way in a month. But I'm wondering yet again, I'm really wondering, when you see how much the cost of living is expensive, the high cost of food commodities, according to the inflation rate, food inflation is somewhere around the region of 30%. When you look at all of that, you want to ask yourself questions. And in which ways, I'm going to open up phone lines now, and it's a simple thing. How will this conditional cash transfer eradicate poverty? I'm not even going to say in Nigeria as a whole, but I'm going to bring it down now to your region, your location, where you're listening to me from. And how will this help fight poverty? Remember the goal of the government, either this one or the one before, or the one before the one before, is to eradicate poverty. They had the Vision 2020 goals and all of that stuff. But I'm going to put the phone lines now, 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp number 0809-030-6416. What is on your mind? Do you think this will help? Or is this a drop of water in the ocean? WhatsApp 0809-030-6416. Really interesting. Emmanuel is calling from Port Harcourt. Let's listen to Emmanuel. Emmanuel, greetings. What's on your mind, please?
And good evening to you.
I agree with you.
It's very funny when they make these statements at the same time. Oh, we pay 5,000 naira a day. So it's not just like something I spend on a daily basis. So
you're not part of the poorest of the poor now. We are talking about the poorest of the poor.
Even the poorest of the poor, what can we do? That's what they're talking about.
See,
because when you talk about 5,000 naira, what can we do in the market? Which business can you start? Is it POS?
Emmanuel, I don't see, and that's what I tried not to do. I don't want to look at this from my capacity, my financial capacity as a human being, but I want to be able to, and maybe you shouldn't fall into that trap as well. You can afford 25,000. You say you spend it every day. I don't even spend up to 25,000 every day.
In my own opinion, as a student of economics, I think the best thing is to start is giving a way to people with skills, educate people, train them with skills. So even when you give them money, money is something that you don't just give somebody money and take advantage of something. You have to change the person's mindset and infuse something in the person. So that when you give the person this money, even if the person learn how to bake or how to make soap or how to sew or something, the person can start from somewhere. So, okay, this. It's not just give people money, just like what they did in Empower. they just people say they are doing transfer and all that, and the money was
No,
dispersed
no, no,
because
no.
they were using it to
Empower
solve
the
their
people worked.
individual problems.
No,
And
empower the
food,
people worked. But anyways, Emmanuel, thank you. I've got to go. A real gay from Port Harcourt Town. Welcome. What's on your mind, please?
Good evening to HSK.
Yeah, real gift. Welcome. You've got 60 seconds, so let's make good use of it.
Thank you very much.
All right then.
I thought they say teach a man how to fish, not be to dash and fish.
Mm.
Now, this 25,000 naira, like you said, forest of the poor, I know they are, as led by the grace of God.
That's good.
But if you give them 25,000 naira for how long? That means they are not producing to the economy, is it not?
Mm.
And if they are not producing to the economy, you keep borrowing to pay them 25,000 every month, let's say for 6 months or for 1 year.
And it's for 3 months.
Only 3 months.
Yeah.
After which, what next? For me, Nigeria is not a welfarist economy. And so for as long as this dash or whatever is not being used for productive venture, I don't think it will bring them out of poverty. Because
All right.
when you live is today, what you will live tomorrow.
All right then. Thank you very much.
Thank
I've got to
you very
go. I've
much.
got to go. There's a commercial break coming up. But you stay tuned. When I come back, I like to hear from you listening. How will this impact the poorest of the poor in your locality? And by the way, Nigeria is not the only government that does welfare schemes. In the UK, in America, we've got welfare packages. I just said I should put that out there. But when we come back, we'll talk some more. Just stay tuned to 92.3 Nigeria Info. news.
Nigeria Info on
92.3.
Headline News.
All right, 28 minutes gone past the hour. It's time for you and I to continue where we left off. We are talking about the conditional cash transfer scheme, welfare scheme, done by the current administration. The current president has, said that this is a needed scheme to help reduce poverty or what people are going through, to cushion the effect it is for the poorest, for people living in multidimensional poverty. And it is supposed to be for 65 million Nigerians. 50 million households, 65 million Nigerians are living in these 50 million households. And I think, what am I missing? 25,000 every month for 3 months. And I'm wondering, is this going to eradicate poverty? Is this going to have any impact, especially here in our locality? In this locality we find ourselves, where you and I are interacting from, is it going to help? I mean, let's not use our city boy lifestyle, to judge these things. The teenage mom in the village, the youths in the village who are not getting it as good as we are. Let's think about those people. And moreover, they say the cost of living may not necessarily be expensive village settings. So when you think of it, will these have any impact? Maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't. I do not know. I want to hear from you. Is this what's the word I used earlier now to describe this? Is this a drop of water in the ocean, or is this a miracle and a good way? 08179230002 and 08179230003. A lot of messages, so I'm just going to read some. Let's start with this one. This one says, hello Mr. Canada, by God's grace I am not amongst the poorest of the poor, but it belongs in my family. I spend 3k monthly on electricity tariff, so it is no brainer. 25,000 naira will cater for my electricity tariff for like 8 months. I spend roughly 5,000 naira on airtime monthly. I spend roughly half of that on data. I can go on, and in the context of poverty, these are basically luxurious items I'm talking of. 25,000 naira would buy 25 liters of kerosene, half bag of rice, several basins of gari. You don't need to be a very poor person to know that even 5,000 naira added to what a poor person currently has would go a very long way. Text from Oigo. All right, thank you very much, Text, for that perspective. But let's listen to Zion, who's calling from GRA. Zion, greetings, welcome. What's on your mind?
The truth is, if this money would have been diverted for investment, agriculture, it would have been a win-win thing.
Okay.
But say just share and give to people. It's a gross waste, and God will not forgive us. You see, this is our generation in Nigeria. God is just looking at us with one eye. Somebody just left my domot now with a baby. They have not eaten since yesterday. The truth is, as a people, we don't even understand the environment we are coming from. This city life is better than the one in the village, my brother. In the village, cost of living is high. In the city, is cheaper. That is why people are coming to the city. I'm an Ijoman from Bayelsa State. I don't know if you know what water transport costs. Water transport is very expensive. 30-minute journey in the water, you spend about 2,500 to 3,000 naira. The government lost a focus. People who think are not there yet. This money they are putting in agriculture would have given us food for the next 3 months or 4 months, depends on the crops.
But they will they say they will do all of that. They say they will do all of that. They will give farmers tools for work. They will give traders loans so that they can, make their business prosper.
And all will narrow down to borrow.
Okay.
Is it not so?
Okay.
The truth is, we don't know that communities are discussing us in their institution. What their institution will go and tell their family members, what their family members will tell their friends about Nigeria. We don't know the implications.
All right,
Zion. They are seeing us as a profiled people here in this world. All right. So, God, I mean, you want to share money because I cannot stop you. But please identify and capture the real people that need this. I don't need it. But capture those that need it and share the money. That is what we
all right, thank you. I'm going to go now. Ilumba from Artillery, welcome.
I thank you. I give it to my brother.
Ilumba, welcome.
It's me and you don't talk this matter many times. Since when this matter break into the news. Let me tell you something. You see this money they want to share. I remember what happened to my village many days ago during the passenger time. When they bring poverty alleviation, want to share something like this. There's one particular chief in my village. Because the villagers don't get it for the way we do here. So this chief now, when they bring something for they always land for him. And this chief put it on them, put all that's concerning him. They went to local government and collect the poverty alleviation and the earth. That's exactly what we repeat. I told you, my own family in Port Harcourt, they fill the form. I told you, say, which day did the government do social register that people do not know?
And you see, I've explained this to you on all of these occasions. That the cash register, can you take a listen? The cash register is being worked on, and I said it to you. It's been worked on.
The main thing I want to say now is that the people that are involved in this thing, they are already rich people. Even that they returned their response the other day. They are really sharp guys in the street. They are the only people that the real people are not going to get it.
All right then.
God bless you.
Thank you very much, Ilumba. I've got a Mecca and is calling from Owerri. Mecca, greetings to you. Welcome on the show. What is on your mind, please? Let's hear from you.
Good evening, my brother.
Yeah, hi, good evening. Welcome.
Yeah. Canada. The last government of our federal government, I mean Buhari government.
Yeah.
Many have said that government failed Nigeria. Canada, I want to ask you, are there any departure from what is going on now? Can you point any kind of departure? Do you know why I'm asking this question? Before now, I don't belong to politics. I don't belong to party. I don't belong to party, but I belong to a good candidate.
All right.
But do you know what's going on now? They are proving me wrong for that my belief. Why is it that let me use the word, the APC is in power at Vedra. Why is it that everything about them is almost similar? I think we thought we are going to have a departure after Buhari left office. Is that why Buhari told us that Nigerians will look for him? Nigerians will look for him. Is that the reason why Buhari told us this?
So what's your point? I'm trying to get your point. What's your point? What point are you trying to make? Because I mentioned to you
no departure from the last government. You want to give a $1 million individual. You are planning 25,000 naira for the people that come to the 150 million. You are giving them 25,000 naira. See, at the end of this government, this Nigeria will be more interested more than the last government.
All right.
Mark my word.
All right.
The way the government is going, I have not seen their movement that convinced me that we are going to get better than the last government. What I'm doing today.
All right, thank you.
I've not seen any sign.
All right, thank you, Emeka. I've got to go now. Thank you very much. I've got to go now. And I try not to politicize my conversations because sometimes it's unnecessary. I did mention, and I mentioned earlier, that it did not start with APC. Welfare schemes did not start with APC. It started even from the era of PDP. And I said this. I mentioned it while I was talking. So let's not politicize these things. I think it's something that it didn't even start with the PDP. Even in the military era, we had welfare packages, and that's why I am not questioning, welfare schemes if it is the solution to eradication of poverty. Because from the feeding program, what was it again? I'm trying Operation Feed the Nation, to other welfare packages that were instituted during the military era. You want to ask yourself, did they really work? If they worked, where are the farms? Anyways, moving on. Origi is calling from Obugu. Origi, welcome on the show. Let's get your thoughts, please.
Yeah, good day, Canada.
Yeah, greetings to you. Welcome.
Well, the sharing of 25,000 naira monthly to the most vulnerable one is a very welcome idea. But can Nigeria do it?
How do you mean?
The problem is that we are hearing different things and seeing different things.
Okay.
Look, Canada, if our government, they are sincere, the people in the grassroots, they come like my community, they will see the most vulnerable ones. Old ones that need help. But at the end of the day, they will share this money to the rich ones.
So before we get to the corruption that characterizes our society, you're saying in your village, this cash transfer will help a lot of people.
You see, there is a lot of corruption.
Yes, corruption. we will talk. Now, listen, you and I will talk about the corruption, but I'm asking a very salient question. Are you saying that if the 25,000 naira for 3 months should get, 25,000 naira every month, should get to your community, it will help a lot of people to stand on their feet? Is that what you're saying?
Do you know that there are some people in the community, here in my community, that don't even have up to 10,000 naira a month?
Okay. All right.
Yes, there are persons that cannot produce 10,000 complete a month. It does not mean that they don't eat. But if you give them complete 25,000 naira complete at a time, it will go a long way to help them.
All right then. Already.
What will now happen is that they will hijack it. The big boys will hijack it and pick it. They will only give it to their most relation one.
All right then. All right. This is the problem. All right. Thank you very much, Origi. I've got to go now. Thank you.
Hello.
I've got McLadin from Port Harcourt. Welcome, McLadin. What is on your mind, please?
Yes. Good evening. I'm calling you from Port Harcourt, but I'm from Bayelsa State.
Okay. All right. No problem.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The truth is, I want to believe that this money they said they want to share to the citizens. My opinion to it is that, government have started taking taxes from the day a child is born. Direct and indirect taxes, the pamper, the napkin, the breast milk, everything. If government wants to share this money, they should look at CBN, Central Processing, where every bank data everybody. They can begin to take data, biometric data from all banks' accounts, and then see how they dispatch money.
But the poorest of the poor.
Bring all these people who are also looking for a way to exploit and to take theirs. There's nothing government has shared that has reached citizens.
All right.
And you know that we have the bourgeois, we have the nobles, we have the lords, we have the elite, we have the Nigerians. Nigerians are the one that is suffering.
All right.
Because it's very difficult for them. Ever since they took their subsidy out of the diesel and fuel, they would have a refiner. Yes, government cannot set up a refiner, but government wants to sell it and then be the board of directors and stakeholder. Let them sell it and be the board of directors and stakeholder, and then take their shares and let refineries run.
All right.
How can we have such natural resources and yet citizens are crying?
All right.
The wickedness in the high place is so heavy that I feel for everybody. If they want to share, look at the palliative they did now. If I tell you, never in the whole area where I stay, nobody even perceives such things. They should go to GT Bank, First Bank, Access Bank, OPay, PAMPay, they look at accounts and then run the data.
Listen now, McLaren.
Let them look at this and then dispatch whatever they want to.
All right, thank you very
full
much.
Transfers. That is why we are in the e-banking system, one global world policies, where very soon cashless will take over the whole system and credit card will be the order of the day.
All right, thank you.
McLaren,
I've got to go now.
Every account and then make a transfer. Please,
all right.
with all due respect.
All right, thank you very much. But then again, you should understand that not everybody has got a bank account. Not everybody has got a bank account. Jeremiah from Anthony, local government area, please quickly, so I can read some messages.
Good evening, Canada.
Yeah, greetings to you.
Yeah, I just want to contribute to what you're saying about radio there.
Okay.
And the 25,000 naira that the federal government will give, my brother, I don't think that it will cushion the effect of hunger in the country. I don't see that. So at least the government has to come out with good ideas, at least to create job opportunities. Things are hard in the country, even in the locality, as you're talking about. Things are somehow. So people are suffering. So that's 25,000 naira for 3 months cannot cushion the effect of hunger in the land.
All right.
So that's just my little contribution.
All right. Thank you very much, Jeremiah. I've got Jude from Omuma. Jude, greetings. Welcome. What is on your mind, please? Tell me.
Yeah, Canada. The government that wants to disburse 25,000 naira to the poorest of the poor. My question is, what exactly do they want to achieve? Because the past administration did that on what they called special works program, and they paid 20,000 naira for 3 months, which is exactly what this government wants to do. The past administration are then measuring from the successes, achievements of the past administration that warrants them repeating the same thing now. What successes were recorded during the past administration that paid 20,000 remain the poorest to death?
All right, then.
And now they want to do the same thing, putting additional 5,000 naira. What exactly do they want to do? Or do they want to swindle some of part of the money into their pocket in the name of the program? There's nothing they are going to achieve.
All right,
because we never achieved
all right,
anything before.
Jude, thank you very much. You've said your point. You've made your point. They're not going to achieve anything. And that is your take. But let's look at what is happening on Facebook. Thank God Ability Atwigbu says, how will 75,000 naira reduce poverty in the family? This running around will never help matter. Federal government should call for a national conference on eradication of poverty so that the key stakeholders will come together to marshal out ways to reduce poverty in the country. Inkpo Ikanke Udwaka says, another scam. Make them shock me by transferring to my account. But it will not eradicate poverty. We should close church and mosque and build factories, or we are wasting our time. Ernest from Woji with that one. Oh, your name is Inkpo Ikanke. All right, thank you. Festus H.A. says, how does it work and what will be the benefits to us? I think I've explained that. All right, Agburuga Valentine, thank you very much. I've seen your message. Well, let's go to the WhatsApp platform and read some more messages before the next commercial stop or break. Let's see. This one says, good evening, Kalada. Tamia Pawtucket. As much as there is inflation, most of it is self-inflicted and sabotage. Imagine going to the supermarket only to find that they increase prices on goods almost hourly. It is madness. The wickedness should be brought to a halt. We are our own cross. All right. I think that's from our previous conversation. So it says, let the government build factories that will employ people instead of sharing money to people. If factories are built, the factory will pay our workers and sustain itself, thereby helping the economy. Sharing money has never brought anyone out of poverty. Let people work for their money. Mike from Thai. But Mike, there is the saying that government has no business in doing business. So maybe government does not want to do business anymore. And government is seeing how it can empower individuals so that they can start their own businesses and help the country grow. But Joe from Ishopo says the cash transfer, something is a misplaced priority now. That $400 million should be channeled to building new refineries. This will not impact positively to the poorest of the poor. Instead, it will even worsen the Nigerian situation. Okay, if you say so. This one says, Mr. Canada, greetings. There is a saying that he who goes borrowing goes sorrowing. How can a country borrow to share to its citizens in the name of welfare at a time like ours in Nigeria? What Nigeria needs are programs that will lead to production, especially agriculture. JB Woji. All right, this one says, hope they are not talking about the political farmers. And the 75,000 is not for political loyalists. Actor is asking. But then I think you earlier said, in your opinion, every state government invests in food production. I think I've read that now, yeah? Have I? Okay, but just read it. Every invest on food production. Okay, I think I've read that. It's from the previous conversation. This one says, greetings, Canada. Frankly speaking, with the rate of inflation in states like Rivers State, whose government has not been interested in human empowerment and poverty alleviation in the past 8 years and 4 months, 25,000 naira can only help little. But let's consider the situation with a deeper look. Now, federal government is giving 25,000 to targeted individuals. If the various state governments could add 15,000 and the various local governments then add 5,000 to each recipient, the targeted individuals will be receiving 45,000 each every month. With this amount of money, the recipient can actually plan a small business at the end of 6 months. But we only see the federal government making efforts to alleviate people's sufferings, while many states like those of the South and the Southeast will do nothing, and citizens from these two geopolitical zones will focus on blaming, lambasting, vilifying the government at the center and applauding their state governments. Emi Fiaga with that one. And then finally, because the break is upon me right now, I think I've read this one from Tango Ability at Twigbu. But seriously, we need to really take the conversation beyond radio and talk some more about it, because I wonder, like someone said, like Jude asked, we've been doing this for years, from Operation Feed the Nation, even before that time. We've been doing it for years, but has it really worked? Has it really impacted our society? Has it really eradicated poverty? As a matter of fact, poverty seems to be growing in the country. We moved from 60 million to 80 million to 100 million people who are poor, and now the stats that says 133 million multidimensional poor people.